Tonight on 4th Down on 4, the Saints slug it out with the Niners for the NFC West lead. LSU's quarterback shuffle fizzles with another loss. Tulane nails Nevada's vaunted offense for a 17-point win, and the Falcons flounder against the Bears.
Live from WWL-TV, this is 4th Down on 4. Now, here's Mike Hoss.
Hello, and welcome to 4th Down on 4. The Saints' old nemesis. The San Francisco 49ers strike again as they did knock off the Saints tonight 16-10 before a big crowd in the Superdome. The Saints fall to 2-2. It was a tough loss for the Saints, and we go right back out to the Superdome where Doug Greengard is standing by with another guest. Doug.
Mike, thank you. I'm here with Quinn Early. Quinn, this was a golden opportunity. We talked about this during the week for you guys really to get a big jump on the rest of the NFC West, and you let it slip away.
We did. You know, we came out this week and we worked really hard this week in practice, and you know, I thought we had an opportunity, and you know, we played them to the end, and you know, you have to commend the 49ers. They're a tough football team, offensively, defensively, special teams, and they just got us tonight.
First half, Bobby came out throwing a lot, more than we've seen in a long, long time. What did you guys see from your perspective that made Bobby come out and throw the ball the way he did?
Well, we saw some things that we felt that we could do against the 49ers secondary, and that we tried to capitalize on their weaknesses. They were young, 49ers secondary, but they're very talented. I have to commend them. But we just tried to take advantage of their weaknesses, and we threw a little more than we have been. And you know, we were successful early. We just came up a little short tonight.
You're going to start getting the reputation as the Saints' big play guy. You had a hand in the Eric Martin touchdown. You had a big catch and a big run on that series, and also in Morton's field goal.
Well, I'm just trying to, you know, establish a little something, I guess, here in New Orleans. You know, the receiving corps has been kind of taking a little flack for not having anybody that could make big plays, and you know, I'm trying to change that around a little bit. You know, we're going to have to make a lot more big plays, you know, if we want to be successful, you know, down the home stretch here.
Quinn, talk about the last series. You guys get the ball back, down by 6. Kofor, a guy who has not kicked well for the 49ers, comes through for the Niners, but you guys get the ball back with about 2.5 minutes to go. What was the game plan there? Because you marched downfield.
Well, we just wanted to take it down and score. You know, we were real set on winning this game tonight, and everybody worked real hard, you know, to get the ball down to where it was, and you know, we put it up in the last couple of seconds, and they just made the big play, and like I said, we just came up short, and you know, it's a hard one to swallow because things could have just as easily went, you know, our way, but 49ers were the winners tonight.
I guess still 12 more weeks of the regular season in the NFL. A lot can happen.
Well, definitely. You know, like you said, it's a long season. There are 12 more games left, and you know, we just have to bear down and take it one game at a time, and you know, just get this one out of our system and start getting ready for next week's game.
All right, Quinn, thank you very much, and best of luck the rest of the way. We'll be talking to you this week.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Quinn Early will be back with more players in just a few minutes. Mike, back to you.
All right, Doug, I did see Vaughn Dunbar walking up, so I assume we'll be talking to him shortly as well. We do want to take a look at some of tonight's highlights. There were a lot more than you would expect in a 16-10 game. It started badly for the Saints on their second play from scrimmage. Bobby Hebert to Wesley Carroll. Strong hit here. The ball comes loose. The big play for the Niners early on. They recover. But then the Saints get a big play. 2nd and goal. Steve Young rolls out. He hits Jerry Rice. Rice takes it down to the 1. They ruled this a fumble. The replay show actually his knee did touch down. There was a wild scramble after that, but the Saints get the ball. And then Bobby Hebert looking for that favorite target, number 84, from 11 yards out. Eric Martin. The Saints take the lead 7-0. But Steve Young, as I've said before, and we've all said it, doing what he does best, that is scrambling out of the pocket, up the middle, takes it down to the 1-yard line on this 26-yard run. Now, Young had a couple of times here, the handoff right here to Tom Rathman. This is the first rushing touchdown the Saints have allowed all season. Young did have his opportunities, like here. Toy Cook coming up from his quarterback spot, nearly picking that off. Had he, it would have been 6. Mike Kofor, who has struggled for the Niners, he was 3 of 7 heading into this game tonight. He was 3 for 3 here, breaking the 7-all tie to make it 10-7. Bobby Hebert back at quarterback, trying to get something going. The Saints went deep a lot tonight here, bouncing up right to Dana Hall for the interception. Under 2 minutes to play, the Saints offense in the first half get it going. Bobby Hebert, the nice pass, as Doug just had the guest there, Quinn Early makes a nice move, takes it out of bounds, kills the clock, and a nice game. Now here's a play that won't make all of the highlights. Bobby Hebert, I'm sure, doesn't want to see it much. The Niners were offside. Bobby heard the whistle, but the referee moved back. Bobby flipped it over to him, thought the play might still be live, lofted it up. It was picked off. The play didn't matter. It was offside. That would lead to a Morton Anderson 43-yard field goal. The Saints would take it to intermission for the first time this year, not trailing, all tied up at 10. The first drive in the second half, San Fran would get it, but another big play from the Saints. The ball would go to Ricky Waters. It would come loose. The Saints would recover the fumble. They would drive down into Morton Anderson range, in fact, well into it, a 37-yarder. Morton looking to break the tie, but he pulls it to the left. We're still tied 10 apiece. Again, the Saints in position. Bobby Hebert, though, going deep again. Picked off here by David Whitmore. The Saints had 3 interceptions on the night. The Niners drive down. Again, it is Mike Kofer kicking the 26-yard field goal as the Niners led 13-10, and they would do it later in the game. Kofer again, I say 3 of 3 on the night, 16-10. The Niners had the lead. A huge third down play as the Saints were driving for the go-ahead touchdown. A third down play. Eric Martin gets pushed. They call interference. The Saints get a first down. However, Hebert then goes back. He hits Eric Martin again. Martin, another big hit after he breaks the tackle. As you'll see, it was a fumble as the ball did come loose. The Saints were stopped there, but they came back and stopped the Niners on 3 quick plays. They get it back, but Hebert rolling out. You see the clock, 15 seconds, throws it into the end zone. Heavy coverage where the Niners are, and that's the way it ended, 16-10. The Saints fall to 2-2 on the season. Back out to the Superdome now, where Doug Greengard stands by with running back Vaughn Dunbar.
Mike, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, Vaughn, the way you guys came out in the first quarter, it looked like you guys had a run-and-shoot offense going. Bobby came out throwing the ball. Talk a little bit about the game plan and why you came out throwing the ball so much, why Bobby did.
Well, hey, we're a run-oriented team, and I'm pretty sure San Francisco's been on their film, so I thought that was pretty smart, by our coaches, and that was game plan. We came out and stuck to it, and it worked for us. As you can tell by the outcome, we definitely contended with a Super Bowl caliber team, and could have came out on top, but I'm not one to talk about coulda, woulda, shoulda. So, I feel very good about the way we came out and played them offensively and defensively.
Offensively in the second half, definitely a case of missed opportunities. You had the chances. You were down near the red zone. Could not put points on the board. That has to be the story of the game.
Definitely. Once again, it's a true example of how penalties could hurt you. We had a holding call down there, which was questionable. That hurt us a lot. We're on the 2 and then run us back. So, things like that are going to happen. We lost the game, but most important now is to get back into the locker rooms and get ready for the Lions. All
right, Vaughn Dunbar, thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment with Toy Cook. Actually, I think we have Toy Cook right now. Toy, come on and step in. Yep. Toy, we talked during the week, and I mentioned this to Quinn earlier about how huge a win over the 49ers would be at this stage of the season. Still, got a lot of games ahead of you in the regular season and a lot of time to make up ground, but this would have been a big one.
It was a very large one. Anytime, switch the roles with Atlanta. We're at the Georgia Dome. We get one from them. The 49ers, the psychological implications of the game. We had a chance to win. We just came up short.
What stands out to you? You had a near interception there in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think it might have been the second. I don't even know, second, third. Basically, I had an interception that would have been for a touchdown, and I was thinking of what is Chris Berman going to say, and tried to cradle the ball instead of catch it with my hands. And those are the type of plays that you got to make to beat the Niners, because they're not going to make too many mistakes. And when you get a chance like that, you got to capitalize, and I didn't get the chance.
Seems like the same story we've had for a few years. Defense holding the opponent down. Offense just can't quite get over the top.
Yeah, but it's not. I just say, hey, we gave up too many points. We had a chance to win. We came up short. Our offense is, I think we have great athletes, and it's just a matter of time before they bust out like they can, and hopefully we can learn from this.
Yeah, Steve Young, You hadn't faced him since the 90 season, but he had a very big run, almost got in for the touchdown. Then Rathman pushed it in. First touchdown against you guys, I believe, in about 10 quarters.
Really?
This season, this season.
That's Steve Young, and I've said 1,000 times, the left-handed Randall Cunningham. You got to be able to contain him. If he gets a chance to run, I'm sure he's probably one of the fastest, if not the fastest quarterback in the NFL.
All right, Troy Cook, thank you very much. Best of luck the rest of the way. All right, that is the story from here. Mike, we're going to toss it back to you, and obviously we'll be back probably in a matter of moments with more.
All right, Doug. Thanks a lot. Now, of course, we have not heard from the man, Jim Mora. We will do that next as 4th Down on 4 continues.
Fourth Down on 4 is brought to you by Ray Brandt Nissan, Ray Brandt Dodge, Chevron's high-quality gasolines, Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, your Greater New Orleans Pizza Huts, and Coors Light.
Only half a minute till we open.
Half the town's out there for half-price pizzas.
You have to agree the new all-day, everyday half-price policy isn't half bad.
I'd have to be half-wit not to.
Have one pizza at new menu price. Have a second pizza at half price.
Half price, and that's not the half of it. If you have half a dozen at new menu price, you can have another half dozen at half price.
Half of them been here half an hour.
Half those people look half-starved. Half those people look half-crazed.
Well, guess we have to open the door.
Do we have to?
We have to.
Do we have to?
We have to.
How about halfway?
The new half-price policy, only at Pizza Hut.
Like to buy a new Nissan for peanuts? Then come to Ray Brandt Nissan for our gigantic, huge dealing day. Ray Brandt Nissan, proving once again who's king of the car-buying jungle. Get a 92 pickup for only $69.90 or a 92 Pathfinder for only $15.99. 92 Nissans, all at rock-bottom prices. Let's get 5.9% APR. Ray Brandt Nissan, the price crusaders, clearing out the 92s with gigantic, huge dealing day.
Hey, want to taste a couple of beers?
Sure. You bet.
So which do you prefer?
This one. That's a beer.
Here's Budweiser, and this is Coors Extra Gold.
Oh, whoa!
What if I told you Coors Extra Gold was brewed far longer than Bud?
I had no idea.
70% longer.
I guess there's surprises all the time.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color, the way beer was meant to be, which may be why 58% of Bud drinkers prefer Coors Extra Gold.
Maybe 90%.
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
Incredible! These are awesome facts.
Welcome back to 4th Down on 4. The Saints defense has a goal. Keep the opponent under 17 points. They feel if they do that, they will win the game. They did it in both losses against the Eagles and tonight against the Niners. We head back out to the Superdome where Doug Greengard is standing by with Sam Mills.
Mike, thank you. You're right. You know, this is one of those games, I think, Sam, that if you lost 35-0, you could put it in better perspective than when you come out and play as tough as you guys did and end up losing a game.
Yeah, you know, we felt like we played real tough, and to lose it, you know, right down the stretch, it is tough. But to lose to San Francisco is tough. You know, we really hate losing to this team, and, you know, today we had our opportunities, and we didn't really take advantage of them.
Had a tough time getting to Steve Young. You didn't get a sack on him until the second half. Very mobile, moving around on you guys, and very effective.
Yeah, I thought, you know, he did a good job of keeping some drives alive for him. In particular, early in the game, he had a long run, I think, down to the 1 or 2 yard line. It was a big play by him. I thought going in that he would scramble and run the ball some, but I didn't think he would make any big gains against us. And today he was able to make a couple big gains.
Second half, no points on the board for the Saints. Could not get any points on the board. Defense held tough. You guys had at least 2 or 3 very strong third and 1 type stops, you know, third down conversion stops.
Yeah, we did a good job of really clamping down, and we were trying to make them punt the ball a little more than they were doing, because going into the game, they had only punted the ball 3 times. We felt like we had to make them punt the ball or either get a turnover, and we did a good job in the second half of making them punt the ball and stopping their drives.
Jerry Rice, 2 catches, 5 yards. You neutralized him, but still the Niners got you.
Yeah, that was a big surprise to hold Jerry Rice to 5 yards. Usually he's more like 85 yards or so. So we did a good job as far as that was concerned, but there were some things out there that we needed to do better, particularly in the first half where they kept some drives alive on us.
One more shot at the 49ers, and it's going to be at their place.
Yeah, we'll get another shot at them, and it'll be a good game again, you know. I think we play that team as good as anybody does, and I think they know that. It's just a shame to let this one get away today.
Talk a little bit about the first 5 games. So many people put so much emphasis on the first 5 games for you. If you could get out 3-2 or above 500. Heading to Detroit next week, just quickly some thoughts on that.
Well, you know, they say that the first 5 games were going to be tough for us, and we did have some tough teams to play in the first 4, but we felt like we're a tough team, so it didn't matter to us, you know. And right now, being 2-2, we're not in the best place in the world, but we're not in the worst spot either. So if we can go into Detroit and pull a win together, I think we'll be right on the right track.
Sam Mills, thank you very much for stopping by and taking the time. One other note we want to pass along, Jim Mora against the 49ers since he took over the helm, 4-9. Just one little statistic we thought we'd throw out at you, Mike. Back to you.
All right, Doug. Thanks a lot for your work at the Superdome. Now, Jim Mora, it was just a few years ago that Mora professed woulda, coulda, shoulda. We've not heard from him yet, so let's do that now.
Well, that was a hell of a football game, and proud of our football team. I felt like we fought hard, really battled our heads off. I think we played about as hard as we can play. And we played a very, very good football team tonight. I mean, these guys are a talented, well-coached club. And as I said, I'm proud of our football team. I thought we fought hard. We just came up a little bit short. And we did the best we could do, and wasn't quite good enough. But these guys will bounce back, and we'll get ready for the next one. But you saw a good game out there tonight between 2 good football teams.
The next one is against the Lions next week. Coming up next on 4th Down on 4, the Buddy system has its home debut, and the Tigers would just as soon forget about last night's home game with the Rams. Stay with us.
Only half a minute till we open.
Half the town's out there for half-price pizzas.
You have to agree the new all-day, everyday half-price policy isn't half bad.
I'd have to be half-wit not to.
Have one pizza at new menu price. Have a second pizza at half price.
Half price, and that's not the half of it. If you have half a dozen at new menu price, you can have another half dozen at half price.
Half of them been here half an hour.
Half those people look half-starved. Half those people look half-crazed.
Well, guess we have to open the door.
Do we have to?
We have to.
Do we have to?
We have to.
How about halfway?
The new half-price policy, only at Pizza Hut.
Slowing down, that ain't you. No, that's not you. If you're drinking beer, that silver bullet smooth. Know where it's coming from, setting the mood, the pure taste of the Rockies and silver bullet smooth. Make the move quick like silver bullet smooth. Superbox fever is sweeping America. Folks everywhere are marching to Popeyes for a Superbox full of flavors. 10 pieces of our famous New Orleans-style chicken, delicious mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy, and 4 homemade buttermilk biscuits, just $8.99. All in a Popeyes crowd-pleasing Superbox. Chicken, mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy, and biscuits only $8.99. Right now.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
There's enough pressure involved in taking over the starting quarterback position in and of itself. But when you're coming off of an unimpressive performance in your previous game and your home team is debuting at home in a game it's expected to win, the pressure increases just that much more. Ever since losing out in a spirited battle for the starting quarterback job, Sean Meadows has been peering over Billy Duncan's shoulder. However, it was an unfortunate break of Duncan's ankle that gave Meadows the shot he coveted. Early on, though, it didn't look like he was going to take advantage of the opportunity as the offense sputtered.
Coming out of the blocks, I was a little anxious to get things started and get it underway. And, you know, things didn't work out too well for me right off the block. But as the game progressed and as our offensive line started to dominate their defensive line, you know, I started feeling a lot better.
Ironically, it was a run, the longest run in 10 years for Tulane, that finally loosened up the passing game. Joey Perry's 66-yard jaunt helped make things easier for Meadows, who used some sleight-of-hand play fakes to find wide-open receivers.
James, there is nobody within 10 yards of Urson. That's embarrassing.
Sean did a great job. He took control of the huddle in the first half, took the pressure off some of us, throwing great passes, great fakes.
Meadows wasn't always pretty, but he was as effective as he needed to be. He'll need to be more effective, though, to keep winning as the schedule gets much tougher. But for now, he's got one advantage over most starters. The man looking over his shoulder is doing so with a busted ankle.
You know, Billy and I are really good friends on and off the field, and we talk a lot, as we did tonight during the game, through the whole year. But, you know, it's unfortunate what happened, and he's going to get well, and he's going to be able to come back. And, you know, but my feelings are, you know, I want to keep the job, and, you know, I will until I show that I don't deserve to.
Tulane's 34-17 victory over Nevada evens its record at 2-2. The Wave is off next week, with the Crimson Tide of Alabama coming in 2 weeks. For the second straight week, the LSU Tigers lose in the final minute of the game. But for obvious reasons, Saturday's loss to previously winless Colorado State was a bitter pill to swallow. The Rams' 17-14 shocker over the Tigers saw LSU hit its lowest point during Curly Hallman's rebuilding venture. Doug Greengard was in Baton Rouge.
His football team was a lot better prepared than LSU's football team.
Big time. Just goes to show you, you know. And I believe a couple of players on the team took these guys lightly. I mean, you can't take anyone lightly these days. I mean, you'll get your butt kicked.
Not exactly kicked, but the Tigers did leave the field with their tails between their legs. And the man with the plan was shouldering all the blame.
This football team tonight, I'll take 100%, 100 total percent of the responsibility for that performance.
A team looking for offensive consistency had anything but continuity. Senior tailback Odell Beckham, who sparked the Tigers' sluggish offense with 2 long runs, including a touchdown on a third-quarter series, only found himself on the sideline the next time LSU had the ball.
Yeah, it's tough when you get in the groove and you want to stay in, but it's their philosophy, and you just have to go with it and accept it.
That's what the players do under the Curly system of shuffling players in and out of the game. True freshman quarterback Jamie Howard took the snaps when LSU scored both of its touchdowns. Ryan Huffman, the redshirt freshman he shared time with, didn't complete a single pass in 6 attempts. He was also picked off twice.
That was the game plan. Do it the same way. That's the way we originally had prepared to play it.
Do you ever change the game plan?
Oh yeah, accordingly. Ryan Huffman's a good football player. We saw a bunch of freshman mistakes tonight. He's got a ways to go. He'll work at it. Jamie Howard does also. Basically 2 true freshmen. No, I don't think I would have changed it.
No, there wasn't any certain time that he was coming in or I was coming in. I mean, we just went out there and we wanted to play, and, you know, we did our best, and we came up short.
Ironically, it was 5 years ago to the day that Earl Bruce's other team, Ohio State, came here to Death Valley and caused some problems of their own. Back then, Bruce coached a more respected Buckeye team and escaped with a tie. A victory over the Tigers on Saturday appears to have LSU reeling in the wrong direction.
It's very frustrating, and we're very disappointed right now. I don't think we took a step back. I think we're just in a standstill right now. We're going to put our stuff together, and we're going to come out strong next week. Just do what we've always been doing, work hard, and just prepare 1 week at a time. That's all we can do.
Doug Greengard, 4th down on 4.
A feature we have this year on 4th Down on 4 is what we like to call our Marshall Falk Watch, as the sophomore sensation from San Diego State makes his Heisman Trophy bid, and we intend to follow his progress. Yesterday, Falk had his lowest output in some time, but he was still able to dazzle a mostly national television audience on this 46-yard scoring run against the 11th-ranked UCLA Bruins. Didn't matter, they lost. 35-7. The numbers on the day yesterday: 23 carries for 118 yards and a score. On the season, 85 carries, 637 yards. The key still being he still averages 212 yards every game and 7 touchdowns. And as we said, we'll continue with this throughout the rest of the season. Coming up next, we'll get you caught up on all of the NFL scores from the day, NFL Lanyap, and we'll get you set for next week. That's all coming up next.
Taste a couple of points?
Yeah, we'll give you a taste.
I'll have 1 point. So, which one did you prefer?
I prefer that one.
This one here. You picked Coors Extra Gold over Bud.
That's the one I fancy.
Did you know 65% of British beer drinkers prefer Coors Extra Gold?
I'm surprised 35% liked Bud.
Extra Gold is brewed 70% longer than Bud.
70%.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color. The way beer was meant to be. The Brits agree.
That's jolly good, isn't it?
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
It's a man's beer.
Like to buy a new Nissan for peanuts? Then come to Ray Brandt Nissan for our gigantic, huge dealing day. Ray Brandt Nissan, proving once again who's king of the car buying jungle. Get a 92 pickup for only $69.90 or a 92 Pathfinder for only $15.99. 92 Nissans, all at rock bottom prices. Let's get 5.9% APR. Ray Brandt Nissan, the price crusaders, clearing out the 92s with gigantic, huge dealing day.
Superbox fever is sweeping America. Folks everywhere are marching to Popeyes for a Superbox full of flavors. 10 pieces of our famous New Orleans-style chicken, delicious mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy, and 4 homemade buttermilk biscuits, just $8.99. All in a Popeyes crowd-pleasing Superbox. Chicken, mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy, and biscuits only $8.99. Right now.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Imagine if the dirt some gasolines leave on the inside of your engine started showing up on the outside. May we suggest Chevron with Techroline. It has the cleansing power to help keep your car's performance spotless. Chevron, simply smarter.
Well, finishing up September, the NFC East had the week off, so the only 2 unbeaten teams that played today, Buffalo moves to 4-0 and Miami moves to 3-0. There are also 5 teams still who have not tasted victory. With that, today's NFL Lanyap. There was a lot of shaking and baking going on in this week's version of Lanyap. Just ask Mel Gray. The nemesis is back again for yet another special teams touchdown for the Lions. This one 89 yards. It is the 5th of his career. Another one, but the Buccaneers won this game 27-23. Or the Tampa defense, which shook loose the ball from Barry Sanders. And after some searching for the ball, Santana Dotson out of Baylor picks it up, and he'll run in from the score, 42 yards. A big win for the Bucs. They'll be in town in a couple of weeks. Terry Reyes of the Falcons was shook up after this direct hit with Neil Anderson, and the Bears took his helmet off. Dan Marino was shaken up on this play, but after going out for a while, he did lead the Dolphins to that victory. The mistake of the day, Rod Woodson of the Steelers, who should have just left this punt alone. He didn't, muffed it, giving the Packers the ball deep in Steelers territory. It was not a touchdown, but they did win the game. The catch of the day, Andre Rison's tip drill here over Donnell Wolford, one of the bright spots for the Falcons today. The runner-up catch of the day was Rison's teammate Chris Hinton's tip drill with the catch and the rumble. But the Falcons had a lot of problems today in that game. The Bears 10-point winners, 41-31. A lot was made before the season of the Saints' first 5 very tough games. That part of the season will end next Sunday in Detroit against the 1-3 Lions, a disappointing start for them. The next 2 games will tell the season basically for LSU. Next week hosting nationally ranked Tennessee, then ranked Florida in Gainesville. Curly will have some questions to answer this week. And after their big win over Nevada last night, Buddy Tevens and the Wave can settle in. They have 4 more straight at home. Now, if the W's increase, the attendance, I'm sure, will follow. The next Saturday, Tulane is off. Alabama is next up, October 10th. But for us, we will see you here next week.
Fourth Down on 4 has been brought to you by Ray Brandt Nissan, Ray Brandt Dodge, Chevron's high-quality gasolines, Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, your Greater New Orleans Pizza Huts, and Coors Light. Live from WWL-TV, this is an Eyewitness News Watch.
It's 11:05. I'm Lynn Cannon. A close one in the Dome tonight, but the Saints fall short, losing to the 49ers 16-10. Next week, they play Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions. Ross Perot will meet with his supporters and people from the Bush and Clinton camps tomorrow before deciding if he'll jump back into the presidential race. He'll make a public decision by the end of the week. That is News Watch. More news in 1 hour here on Channel 4.
Factory authorized 92 model closeout sale at LeBlanc Hyundai. Get 2.9 APR or 2,000 cash rebate from over 100 to June. Make your best deal at LeBlanc Hyundai's 92 model closeout sale.
If Tom has 2 apples and Jane has 3, how many can they put in their pie? Is sugar a major crop in Africa? Why do we use longitude and latitude?
Now you can call one toll-free number for help with homework.
Why is it called photosynthesis? Homework hotline. How can I help you?
Will I ever use trigonometry in the real world?
LPNL and MOPSI's Homework Hotline, a community project with MCI Communications and WWL-TV Channel 4. A New Orleans ghost story on Journal Wednesday.